Stadium. Today we continue on with John Madden Thanksgiving celebration weekend, and we have got a good one in store, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kicker Chris Boswell has it ready to go, and we are underway from Pittsburgh. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
Ready? 56, 56. Half 85, half 85. Alert, alert, alert. Half. Go.
Allen going to look to throw on the first play. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on Sunday. Down.
So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he takes this out right near the 45-yard line. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
56. Gun.
To throw, it's Allen. And complete, right side to Cook. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
That's good.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At the Steelers' 42-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And that's complete downfield to Cooks. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan today, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Now Allen. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Cooks with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bills will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go. Pack the 60. Pack the 60. Take go.
They're going to get this outside. Oh, this could be a double pass. And this one nearly intercepted. That one might need to go back to the drawing board. Almost a disaster. And it winds up just an incomplete pass, though. Now a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Leonard. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He'll let it fly for Austin. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Calvin Austin, 65 yards. And the Steelers are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Extra point put through by Boswell. And we are tied at 7.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 7. Motion man is Shakir. Allen now looks to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Buffalo.
Off the bootleg. Allen going to run with it. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's got this down to the 35. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. You look at this Steeler defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
Throwing now is Allen. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
A 50-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills have taken the lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
(10-7) our score after one right here on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Steelers at 6-5 now on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Catch is made by Metcalf. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 27-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we see in the colleges delivered to the NFL. Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
19-18. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. 19 tight. 19 tight. Take over.
And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. DK Metcalf, 27 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach. Okay, so he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's 2nd and 10. Allen. That's taken in. It's Keon Coleman. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. Will go down as a gain of 6. And it's 2nd down.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43-yard line.
Coleman, the man in motion left. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
Round 80!
Allen going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Here's Allen to throw it. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
At the 4-yard line.
Davis is in. Touchdown, Bills. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 17-14. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And this one definitely not in the lane. Zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Leonard. Incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. Leonard. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie. Quarterback, because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
A first down carry for Davis. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 44-yard line.
Here's Allen. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
To the air, Allen. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards. And this one winds up no good.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
50. Hey, you block over here.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Right on it. Here, Mike. 18, 26. Yeah, this. Screen it, get out.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Over the middle to Smith. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 16. To throw, it's Rodgers. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be second down. Here's Rodgers. Now wasting time going right back to DK Metcalf. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown! Jonnu Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Boswell good with the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Bills 17.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one. A final shot before half for Allen. Allen going to run with it. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. Running right through it. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
Now he's going to step up and run. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football in the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
2nd and 10. A handoff for Warren. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
On play action, now Rodgers. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back in the 24. Landon Jackson in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. Boswell's kick is good. And they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Gain of 16 yards. First down, Bills.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now Allen going to change it up. Give to Cook out of the gun. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Didn't have a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Tight.
Operating from the gun, Allen. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
and they just did not get the snap away in time. So that flag will set him back 5 yards. The Bills send the punter out, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Wait a second, that's got to be a mistake. They declined it.
That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, it doesn't at all, because you want that penalty. All right, they just picked up a first down, right? You want the penalty.
I am so confused right now. On the give, it's Warren. And he's able to fly forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
They try the left side with Johnson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Up the middle, Johnson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 64 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They'll run it. Warren fighting down past the 45. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 2. A give up the middle to Johnson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hit 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up. But once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Here's Warren. Terrell Bernard is in on the tackle.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. 13 yards remaining on second down.
Jump out! Green 18! Green 18!
Now Rodgers. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on third and long. Now a run with Warren. And he is going to lose yardage here. A rough go there on third down, a loss of 4.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
The Waitman now to punt as he sends this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. So the shotgun snap to Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stops short of the 30.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
To throw, it's Allen. He'll try to pick it up himself. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Allen going to run with it. There again is Cooks, complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And not much, maybe a yard down to the 23. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Here's Cook again.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
To throw is Allen. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's going to be taken down right at the line.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Here we go. This is 4th down. Allen. And he is caught. And the Bills are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And with the scoreboard against them here in the 4th quarter, this was definitely 4-down territory. Really nice job there finding a way to get open, and a really nice throw. That sets them up with 1st and goal.
Cook will score. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Rodgers. And this one is incomplete.
I don't know if you need the big shot right there or not, because you've still got time to work some of the shorter stuff and try to get into field goal range. They did go for the big one there. It would have been nice, but it winds up incomplete.
Just over 30 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10 now. To throw is Rodgers. Smith catches left side. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
That's pulled in by Wilson. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. On the run, it's Warren. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime.